from us. It still has us live. Because it's saying we live still, right? Yeah. Refresh your page. You go back and go back in and tell me if we live still. I can't hear you. Yeah, we live. So maybe that was the problem. According to this, it's still live. Okay, so maybe we don't have to have Facebook up. We can have Facebook up just for me to read the things. But I think that's the problem. The software is streaming to both YouTube and Facebook, and it's the first time we're using it. See what the chat says down at the bottom? See it says private chat. He said, "What's up?" Okay, so what's good, John? Can you hear us, John? We got you on here when you can say something. So you can talk and bring yourself off mute so we can hear your voice. Just so we know everything is running the way it's supposed to. Yeah, because it's saying we're live. So definitely should be able. Yep, here we go. Yeah, we live on both. Okay. Okay, so we're good. So we're live. All right. So for whatever reason, he said he can hear us perfectly. Okay. Good. Okay, cool. So I don't know if you heard what the question was. Do you want to come on, or you just want us to leave you off? Because you can bring your phone off mute so we can hear your voice. I'll take you off for now. You can just type it in whether you want to come on and say something or not. If you want to say something, put it in the chat, and then I'll bring you on. Lissa, come back on. Ma, come back on. We're gonna just do everything. I'll do everything from the Restream app, and because it's posted on YouTube and Facebook. It looks like. Yeah, so we can see you. Well, you can see us, and you should be able to hear us both on YouTube and Facebook. All your comments and stuff. Just come on the Restream so that I can answer the comments and stuff there. Marla also do the same thing. I'm on Restream. I hate it when you're trying to type something and autocorrect does it like you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, John Green's on here twice. Oh, he came up twice? Okay. Yeah, so you on this one? Or are you on this one? We got you twice up here. I got you up here twice, bro. I'm trying to figure it out. So we got somebody trying to come on live, and it's having an issue. I think maybe what I should have done was maybe did one channel at a time for the first time. That could be why it's slowing everything down. I don't know, but I don't think it should. But all right, you can close one of those up. Okay, so back to what we were saying. Is Marla on here? Let's see if she has anything to say about this topic. And bring your husband on. So, John, when you dating, is there a dress code for the person you're dating versus when y'all in a serious relationship? Is there a difference for you, or you don't mind either way? Because I think that's what it comes down to. He's on for a third time. Lord, he's trying to get on here. Yeah, the camera. See what your camera's doing at the bottom there. Right there. Yep. It's disabled. No, that's too disabled. Click on the not that part. Click on that. What are you talking about? If I click this, right. See how they all open? Everything is open. Just gotta find out which one he's on. He's trying to come on. Is this you? Is this you, bro?
He on 3 times. Maybe close out the first two and leave the last one.
Which one are you on, bro? I got all three of them open.
Okay, Marla is trying to get on.
Okay, you said
So
Marla
close it.
came.
Yeah.
That's
See, Marla's on.
I can hear Marla. You there, Marla?
yeah.
Okay.
All
See,
right,
Marla's
John.
on.
I know you on all of them, John, but we can't hear you, bro. Marla's on.
Tell him he got to turn on his.
Hey, John, I'm gonna remove you from all of them, and then come back in.
Because we got Marla. Marla, where's James? We're gonna need to hear his opinion on this too, because you the one started this hot mess about what is appropriate for when you date and versus when you're married.
So now I'm gonna ask you the same question. So
I said
when
there's a
you,
difference. But go
I'm
ahead.
gonna ask her.
Okay.
So when you were casually dating, did you feel like you can wear whatever you want to wear? Hello,
Marla.
hello. I don't hear you whatsoever.
Yeah, we can't hear you now,
Can you
Marla.
hear me now?
Yeah, I
Yep.
can hear you now.
Can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay.
What was you saying?
So what your daddy asked was when you was casually dating, that you wore whatever you want to wear, right?
Yep.
Yes. Did you
And
feel like you can wear whatever you want to wear?
I,
is it different now that you're married?
nope.
Yeah, that's the first question. First question is, did you feel like you could wear whatever you want to wear when you was casually dating?
Yeah.
Okay, so if the relationship or when the relationship progressed to a more serious relationship, did you feel like did you feel like you could did you feel like you could still wear whatever you wanted to wear even though you were now in a more serious relationship with that person?
Yeah, I did. I do.
And
And now that you're where you are now in your
yeah,
relationship, you still feel the same way?
Yeah.
Okay, so why do you feel so strongly about that? That you should be able to wear whatever you want to wear?
Well, just based off of me and who I am and what I already wear, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with it. Relationship after relationship, more serious in a relationship, 30 years and down the line, maybe, but I'll be a little older. But I don't think it's nothing where my cheeks hanging out or I'm walking around with drawers and a bra on like some people. So I don't feel like what I wear is terrible. So that's why I feel like either way, relationship, single, married, whatever, I should be able to wear what I want to wear. And I wear what I want to wear.
Okay. Okay, so now that you're in a relationship, what do you feel? Okay, James, what up, James? I'm glad you on here. I see you smiling. I'm gonna let you come on for a minute. Let me finish digging in over here.
oh yo,
But I'm gonna let you get your shine. Hold on a minute. But so now that you are where you are, right? Mike, I see you, Mike. I'm glad you popped. I see the fellas popping in now. That's what I'm talking about. But because we gonna put the nail in the coffin in this one tonight. But you laughing because you don't understand where I'm gonna come from with it. But when I'm done, I want to see if you still have that same attitude.
Okay.
But here we go. What do you feel that your man's responsibility is as your man in your relationship right now?
Of course, the whole family thing, protect, lead, all that good stuff. And to also be my actual partner yeah, they say, in relationships or marriages and stuff, they feel like, the man is the head and then there's the wife and then there's kids and stuff. But at the same time, I feel like there's an equalness to it too. So to also be my equal.
So when you say equal, what do you mean by being equal?
And like everything, honestly. Um, I know certain stuff with him, it's a little different in his head because in his head, I feel like he like I'm the man. I'm supposed to be able to do this, that, and the third. But in my head, I'm just like, well, shoot, if you can't, I can. Why not let me do that? Or certain stuff like that. So if we can, even if it's not halfway, it's still. I feel like it's still equaling out to where if I'm at 0, he at 100, I feel like it's still be able to be equal. If we at 50-50, I feel like at a stance, this is still we're at an equal. So
So 50,
something like that.
So 50-50 is equal. So when you say he's not at 100 or you're not 100, that's not equal.
In math stances, but I'm saying like if I'm at 50-50, if we at 50-50 today, we equal. But next week I might be at 10 and he at 90, and in 2 weeks it might flip. At the end of the day, I feel like once we all add up these numbers, it probably end up being 50-50.
Okay, so I get what she's saying. Do you get what she's saying?
I get what she's trying to say, but let me give James some of his shine for a minute. I'm gonna take you off for a bit, Marlon. All right, come on in here, sir. Let's see this side of this equation.
Let me fix my screen.
So, in a relationship, when you're just dating, do you feel like it's okay for the woman that you're casually dating to wear whatever she wants to wear? Then, if that relationship progresses, when you guys are in a serious relationship, can she still wear whatever she wants to wear?
Casually dating, not necessarily. No, I mean you can express your. I feel like you can express your opinion about what she's wearing and how you feel about it. I mean you're not married, so at the end of the day, you could give her your opinion how you feel, but she could just do what she want. I feel like my screen is messed up, but yeah,
Okay.
but yeah. At the end of the day, I feel like she could do what she want, and then when you're married, I kind of feel like your partner's opinion matters and is more about a respect thing. Like this is how you was when you were single, but you're not really advertising anymore. You're kind of, I guess, right? Exactly. Yeah.
So your stance is once you're married,
so basically,
you just cannot just wear whatever you want to wear because there should be some kind of respect.
You could, right? Exactly. Yeah, you could try it, and then if they don't say nothing, they don't say nothing. But
Okay. So you're saying that package presentation should change once you're locked in.
I think it depends on the person too.
Which is repackaging.
Yeah, I don't think necessarily you're repackaging, but go ahead.
You are, because I was presenting one way.
Okay, wait a minute. Let him go ahead and speak for a second. Go ahead,
I mean, I think that I think it depends on the person. Like if I don't know. I feel like it depends on the people. Everybody's level of tolerance when it comes to how people dress, and I think it's kind of different. And a lot of people have more leeway because they're not fully committed in marriage. That it sort of changes when. Or okay. I also think that your perspective can change. Your perspective can always change. I might feel or think a certain way because I saw how my parents grew up. I saw how they did things. I just see people around me, how it affects them. Everybody's saying, well, your girl shouldn't wear this, your girl shouldn't wear that. And maybe your girl give you a different, or your woman, your wife, give you a different perspective on how it, or what they think about it. And But I just think everybody changes constantly anyway. So in a few years, what you feel comfortable in or what you feel your partner's comfortable in might change because you're more comfortable with each other and more trust with each other and things like that.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna take you off
Okay.
for a second. I'm gonna see if my man Mike wants to come on, my bro. See what he says on the topic.
Bro, give me like 5 minutes. I got the dog outside.
All right, I'm take you back off.
Okay, so
So here's why I said, you said, what was it you just said? And I said, I don't think.
what I
The
said
pack- the
is it's being repackaged.
I don't think it's being repackaged.
So what
because-
is it being? Because we're doing a new presentation. So basically, the presentation looked one way, right? And now you want it to look completely different. So we have to repackage it. We have to represent it a different way.
I think that's an extreme.
And that's
What
not
you're
an
saying
extreme. That's
is
not an
because
extreme.
I'm saying when you go to certain places here, not to wear that.
Okay.
So now, my question back to you
Mhm.
was: you said you wore these things
Right.
to show off your assets.
Maybe, yes. Depending on the
Now
night.
that we're together, what would be the reason for you to show others your assets?
It's not just about others. I'm with you. If that's something, wait a minute. So this is something that, I was out, whatever, and it attracted you to me, right?
Mhm.
So if I know that is something that attracted you to me, why wouldn't I want to make sure, okay, we going out tonight. There's going to be other women out there that are out there all also showing off their assets or whatever. But this is my man. This is what I know he likes. Because that attracted you to me. This is what I'm wearing.
Well, I get what you're trying to say.
No, not what I'm trying to say, what I said.
Well, what you said, I get what you said,
Okay.
but I don't know why I gotta get all that from you. But anyway, I get what you said, but here's the thing: it attracted me to you. Now we're here, and there's other women out there. I'm not trying to gain their attention. They may be trying to gain mine, but I'm not trying to gain theirs because I'm with you. So you wore those clothing trying to gain attention.
Okay.
Am I right or wrong?
Yes. Okay.
So now that you're with me, you already have my attention. So why continue to wear that now, knowing that I knew you wore it to gain attention? You now have my undivided attention. Whose attention are you trying to gain now? You have my attention. When you wear that, when you wear the grandma bonnet, when you put on the
But that's what we're talking about, different occasions. So let's stay on subject.
I'm not.
Right
Don't
now
cut me
we're
off. Don't
on-
cut me off.
Okay, go ahead.
You have my attention, whether you wear that, whether you wear the grandma bonnet, whether you wear the slippers, you have my undivided attention every occasion, not just out to the club. Every occasion you have my attention. So now that we're going to a club, whose attention are you trying to get?
I'm not trying to get anybody's attention. Now, at that point, with us being in a relationship, I'm just trying to make sure that your attention is here with me. And but wait a minute, just like you talk, and then on a different note, why are we even going to the club anyway if we're dating? Because the whole point of the club scene is to go out there and to find somebody and to mingle or whatever. Why are we at the club?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. People go to a club to just have a good time and be in the environment. Not everybody goes there looking for somebody else. People go sometimes just to have an enjoyment of being amongst other people, the environment of dance. Some people like to express themselves by dancing. It's not always trying to gain somebody's attention.
And that's my thing.
So
what I'm wearing now isn't about me gaining anybody. It's about keeping your attention.
But you have it already.
Okay, but you know how you but you know how you have that favorite red dress and be like, oh yeah, I love it when you wear that dress. Now my dress might be a little short or whatever, but that's the dress I know you like.
But see,
so why wouldn't I put that on though?
But you said something. You said, I love it when you wear that dress. Right. So if I said that to you, that means I don't have a problem with you wearing that dress.
But if that dress is a mini dress,
then I wouldn't tell you I love you when you wear that dress. I would
I mean,
say
maybe
I
not for
like
you.
that dress, but I don't want you to wear it here.
And you might still like that dress. You just, like you said, but
And
it's a mini dress.
So that's the topic of the discussion. It's
Okay.
a dress code when you're dating.
Yeah, but then
or
now.
when you're married. So
Okay.
hold on, Mike. Let me see if Mike back from running the dog. You back, bro? Or you still running the new member of the family?
He's not back.
I'm checking back on. So on top of that is what James was saying earlier. I guess him and Marla got off. But he was saying earlier that it depends on the person's perspective, and it could change. Mm-hmm. You could try it to see what your partner would say.
Right.
So now I'm saying, I don't want you to wear that to that club. You have my attention already. I don't want you to gain anyone else's attention.
Okay, and I'm fine with that.
You're not fine with that because
if I'm sitting here telling you I'm fine with that, how are you going to sit here and tell me I'm not?
Because your argument has been against what I've been saying.
No, my argument was never against that. My argument is that this is what I was wearing prior to. It's not so much that, okay, I won't switch what I'm wearing. My whole argument is, okay, so what am I wearing? Like, what becomes appropriate for me for that occasion to wear to the club? Because then I can say, yeah, I'm gonna put on a dress that comes to my knees, but then you'll say the dress is too the skirt is too tight. So then what kind of skirt am I wearing? Because you just said down to my knees. So I can get you a skirt down to my knees, but then the skirt will be, maybe it don't have the length now, but it is definitely hugging every every curve. Are we okay with that? Or is that once again because it's showing my assets?
So okay, let's go with your scenario. So let's say you did wear the skirt to your knee, and it's hugging all your assets, and I say, hey, you know what? I don't quite want you to wear that one either because it's still too revealing.
Okay.
Can you change it to something else that's not as form fitting? Can you put on something that's much looser and not form fitting?
Okay, well, what if we don't have anything in our wardrobe for that? Because then now I'm not going to the super extreme. There are people out there, Kel, where they only have a certain amount of clothing. Everybody don't have like what I have.
Okay.
I'm just saying, this is some people, they only wear certain things.
Wait a minute. Okay. So let's go with that scenario.
Right.
They don't have that. I go buy you the skirt that I want you to wear.
Okay. That's
what you're talking about is just off the page.
No,
they don't have that. It is. I don't have it. Let's say you have everything I'm telling you to wear. I don't want you to wear that.
Okay, then fine. I'm gonna put on whatever you want me to. Pick it out and I'll put it on. Simple as that for me. Because what I'm not gonna do is just go and put on like 50 million things and everything I come out with. Oh, you don't like that? That's not appropriate. Okay, go in my closet. Whatever it is you want me to put on, get me two options. I'll put on one of the two that you pick out. I'm pretty easy like that. I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and go through that. If you're uncomfortable with what I'm wearing, go pick it out. I'll put it on.
So there is a dress code.
For what you want, yeah, sure. Because I'm not going to argue with you about it.
Okay.
I mean, for me, it wouldn't be a big deal. It just depends. Once again, I think it depends on the woman, what she is comfortable in revealing, and her type of her clothing and what she's comfortable in. For me, but you know, it ain't a whole lot I'm gonna be showing anyway. But
I think it's more than that, because what if she is comfortable revealing a lot and he doesn't want that?
Right. And I just sat here and said that if that's the case, then as long as he is giving her some options and he's saying, okay, well, baby, just put this one on instead of that. I don't really see what the issue is.
Okay. Let me see if James want to come back on. All right, so you want to come back on and add anything, say anything else? If Marla's giving you a hard time, just let me know. Where's she at? Have her come back on here too.
Well, Marla already said what she wears anyway. She don't feel like there's anything wrong with any of the clothes she wears. She's gonna wear what she wants to wear.
I know.
For the
I
most
want her to speak
part.
for herself. I want to remind back on her. I want to get Lissa on here, but she's not on here. I'm gonna take James back on. I don't think he has anything to say right now. All right, so instead of prolonging it, this is one of the things I will say about the clothing situation, right? When it comes to dating, you say casual, okay, whatever.
No, not whatever, baby,
when you
because there
say-
are people out here that we
When
have
you
on
say
our-
casual, when you say in a serious relationship, when you say married, I think the same thing applies. That's why I said.
And I don't think it does. I think
You don't even know what I'm about to say.
Okay, go ahead.
So I think the same thing applies because anybody, including you, correct me if you think I'm wrong. If we're in a casual relationship, do you expect me to protect you?
If I'm in your presence at that time, yes, you should be.
Okay. If we're in a serious relationship, I think even more so. If we're married,
Absolutely.
if we're married, I think even
Definitely.
more so, right?
Right.
So
That should come without anything.
One thing I think most, not all, so don't try to come for me on that. One thing I think most women do not take into account when it comes to that is the safety aspect. Because the moment you mention that I don't want you to wear this, I think you should take that off, most people see it automatically as you trying to be controlling.
Excuse me.
She said Facebook won't let her connect anymore. Hey, listen, try to come on the restream. Come on the restream.
Yeah, I think Facebook is having issues.
Yeah, I think Facebook have an issue. Just come on the restream.
Because I know it's streaming.
It's streaming to Facebook, but in order to get on, be heard, come on the restream. Restream seems to be acting
properly, yeah.
So I think most women do not take into the factor of the safety aspect, because you just sat here and said there's no degree of difference of wanting me to protect you, whether we're casually dating or seriously dating or married. So I'm going to put it out there in an extreme. You want me to jump in front of a bullet for you, whether we're casually dating, seriously dating, or married. Why should I jump in front of a bullet for you if we're casually dating and I can't even get you to say, hey, you know what? Not put that on. Please change that. Put something else on that's not so revealing. Because when we go out to these clubs, what caught my attention, right, was that was revealing, right? Mm-hmm. You met me and I passed the test of being somebody that you may be interested in. I wasn't a weirdo. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't dangerous. I passed all these tests, and now we're dating to see if that can get further. But from what you just said, and from what most women say, you want me to jump in front of this bullet, but I don't have no say-so in my own level of protecting you. So when we go to these clubs, there are weirdos out there that are attracted by the same exact thing. There are dangerous people out there that are attracted by the same exact thing that I was attracted to.
Okay.
But y'all don't take that into account. Okay. We do.
Okay, but here's the thing. Whether I wear revealing clothes or not, if my shape is still there, you're still going to see the same thing.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Because if you have a voluptuous shape.
So again,
can I finish?
Go ahead.
If you have a voluptuous shape, yes, you cannot totally hide that. But if you wear the proper clothing, I should not be able to tell whether you got a thong on, no panty. Wait, let me finish. Let me finish. I should not be able to tell whether you got a thong on, bloomers, or no drawers at all. But if you do wear certain clothing, I can absolutely tell.
But like I said, if I'm wearing a pair of tight jeans, you can tell whether or not I have a booty or whatever, even if I cover it over. So here's my thing.
So
wait a minute, I'll let you talk. So with that being said, if you got somebody who's already stacked, whether she's in a mini or she's dressed appropriate, that still doesn't stop y'all men from wanting another guy from hollering at them. You and me know that. But like you said, to your extreme, you talking about protecting us. So what other reason would you need to protect us in unless somebody is trying to, if I'm with you, somebody else is pulling at me, trying to talk to me or whatever. Right? Because that's what we're talking about.
Okay, let me break it down then.
Maybe I'm missing something.
There are women that walk around here with this thing called a hijab, that all they show is this. Mm-hmm. Do they get hollered at?
Probably.
Absolutely. So we're not talking about you being somebody trying to acquire your attention. That's not what I was saying.
So what are you saying?
Missed everything I said?
No, because my thing is okay, so
there are men out here that are weird.
Okay, we know
there are men out here that are dangerous.
Right. And my thing and my question is further. No, my thing is, so regardless of what I'm wearing, that's not going to stop somebody if they still want to try to talk to me.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
And that's what I'm getting at.
Here's my point. Here's my point. Have you ever seen or heard? I'm gonna add this other part of it later. Have you ever seen or heard of some guys go in there and they see somebody scantily dressed and they perceive that woman to be something that they're not? Mm-hmm. Why? Because of the way she's dressed.
Okay.
I think it was a comedian or something that came along and said, I think it was what's my man? I can't think of his name right now. But he like his skit was like, oh, forgive me that you're dressed like a whore, you act like a whore, you look like a whore, and I perceived you to be a whore.
Okay, but even when you're not dressed like that, some men still come at you like that. The perfect example of that is, wait a minute, I remember when I was pregnant with our second child, Marla, and I had to go pick up my baby brother from school. I'm pregnant. Good and pregnant. Summertime, I am pregnant. You cannot miss the fact that I'm pregnant. And there is a group of men I walk by, and they all are hollering and screaming and trying to talk to me. My 10-year-old brother is just yelling at them like, you see she pregnant. Why are y'all just being stupid and, weirdos? You're nasty. So my thing is, regardless, and I'm pregnant, so I ain't dressed scandalous or whatever. I'm not, but they got mad because he was yelling at them about the way they was acting towards me. I did nothing, just walking past them, picked up him from school, and we're going home. Okay. So the fact that, wait a minute, the fact that you're saying, okay, there's widows out here and you're trying to protect us, that should be automatic regardless. Apparently, I didn't have anything on scandalous to gain their attention. I had a big old belly. I had a baby baking in my belly, and that didn't stop anything. So why would me dressing some kind of way, like you said, trying to protect me and the bullet, and because you're wearing this, you're making it worse, and you're being perceived a certain kind of way when, regardless of what I wear or I don't wear, I will be perceived by some men, some weirdos, as whatever. And I'm giving you an example of something that happened. Okay, that's real life.
So let me ask you this then. In that same scenario, if you were dressed just with some of everything showing and still pregnant, you think it would have been worse, or it would have been exactly the same?
I don't know. It probably would have been worse. I don't know. I wasn't in that situation.
Because of the way you were dressed, right?
Probably.
And that's my point.
But it's also my point too, because I wasn't dressed inappropriate and I still got that kind of attention.
Right.
So I don't think that the attention would have been less or more. I just think it would have been what it is. It just depends on the people, on the person, because some people are just.
You just said something different.
They're just weird.
You just said something different.
No, you just asked me, would it be worse?
You said
I was like, I don't know. It could have been.
You don't know if it would be less or more.
Right. I don't know.
I posed the question, would it be worse? You said yes.
I was like, it could be because
It
I don't know
definitely
because
would
we
be.
don't know. It depends on the situation.
It definitely would be. It definitely would be. Hold on, let me see if I can bring Mama on here. Hello, Ma, can you hear me? Mama. Excuse me, check your phone, Mama. Check your
Yes.
Okay.
phone. All right, I can hear you now. Everything you want to say on that?
I didn't hear it. I didn't hear you.
Okay, so discussion was when I said, well, I think most women don't take into account, and I asked Quintella this question. I was like, when it comes to that dress code that you were saying, and she was like, in casual dating, she don't, and Marla says the same thing. Marla says from casual dating to whatever, she should be able to wear whatever she wants to wear. Quintella says casual dating, she should be able to wear whatever she wants to wear, but once the relationship gets more serious, she tends to scale back. She would scale back, take into consideration how he feels. But I said most women do not take in consideration the safety factor. And I said I'm going to put an extreme on it when I pose this question. And I was like, in the casual situation, you expect the man to protect you, when you're casually dating, right? And then you would definitely expect him to protect you when you're seriously dating, and I know even more so if you're married. So I said, the question I posed then was, why would I put my safety in jeopardy and we're casually dating and you cannot take simple advice from me as to not put this on? Because what I think most women don't take into account is that sometimes when you wear these things, a safety factor gets put in place. Because when you go to these clubs and you're wearing that, and she brought up, it caught my attention. Yes, it caught my attention. You started dating me, and I passed the test of not being a weirdo or super dangerous. So you want to know more about me now with casual dating. I said, but there's other guys in that club that it caught their attention that are widows, that are dangerous. Now that we're dating, and we're casually dating or we're seriously dating, and we're going to the club, you're going to run into the same scenarios. But now I'm involved because dating at whichever stage you want to put it in, whether that's the casual, that's the serious, or the married, your safety is still at the forefront. Your expectations of me providing you safety is still at the forefront, no matter which stage of the relationship we're in. But my question is, why should you want me to jump in front of a bullet for you when the way you dress could cause the safety issue? And if it's on the casual dating side, you won't even respect the fact that if I say, hey, don't put that on, could you put something else on that's not as attention drawing? Because it could draw these weirdos. It could draw the dangerous guys. I'm not talking about guys that just want to talk to you. That's going to happen regardless of what you got. All right. The example I try to give is women out that practice a certain religion, and please forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, but I think it's called a hijab or hijab, where they have their face covered from head to toe, and it's like a huge sheet. It doesn't hug them whatsoever, and the only thing you can see is their eyes. I'm quite sure they get talked to all the time. But if your form is now still more visible because what you're wearing is now hugging your shape more, you're going to draw even more people to you because I can see. So we're not talking about someone just trying to talk to you. So I'm talking about the weirdos and the dangerous guys now. But you expect me to jump in front of that bullet in the casual phase?
But then I gave her an example of something that was more extreme.
The
pregnant being pregnant,
okay,
just like the woman that's covered over, that didn't stop a whole slew of weirdos, and they kept
right. So she gave the example.
Yelling.
She gave the example of her. She walking down the street pregnant, and a bunch of guys still tried to holler at her while she was pregnant, and I think it was Corey or whoever
Yeah,
was yelling, telling her she was nasty. So
telling them they were nasty.
So my question to her was, I expect that. I expect that. Maybe you don't, but I expect that. But the question I then posed was, if, and I'm gonna pose it to you, if you were walking down the street and you were pregnant, do you think those same guys will be more aggressively trying to go after you if you were dressed showing just some of everything and still pregnant, or would it be the same?
You're asking me?
Yes.
If you dress like inappropriately and you're pregnant, and well, maybe not all of them, but some men would look at you and say, that's a bit much. You know, you're pregnant out there. You know, you shouldn't be out there. Huh? That's not the question. Well, what was the question?
The question is, she was approached by a bunch of men trying to holler at her while she was
pregnant.
The question is, yes, they tried to talk to her while she was full blown, obviously pregnant. The question is, if she was in that state and dressed scantily, would it have been worse of them trying to talk to her?
If she was pregnant and she was dressing scandalous, would it be worse if they was trying to holler at her?
Try to talk to her. Would it have been worse of them trying to talk to her if she was just dressed scandalous?
We don't know. It depends on the man.
I don't know.
See,
I mean, but some men they see pregnant women as sexual or beautiful.
Hold on a second.
But if it's scandalous, if it's inappropriate.
You're throwing other scenarios.
You did too. Let her talk.
You're throwing other scenarios into a basic question. Answer the basic question, not what some other men think. We're talking about a situation that happened.
Right. So I don't know what they would have done. All I know is what happened.
Right.
So I can't give you
So
something that
my
didn't
question,
happen.
I'm asking her. So now what I'm saying is, being that those men tried to talk to her, because the example she tried to give was, I was pregnant.
I gave it.
And I wasn't dressed scandalous. I didn't have on no poom shorts. I didn't have on no mini skirt. I was dressed appropriately and obviously pregnant. And I walked past these men and they tried to talk to me. The question posed is, those same men in that same scenario, if she was dressed scandalously with poom shorts on, or a high skirt showing her butt cheeks, breast all out, would they have been more aggressive? Would it have been worse? Yes or no? Hello, can you hear? Hold on, you went in and out. Hold on. Say that. Do you have a speaker? You have a speakerphone on? Hold on. Do you have a speakerphone on?
The speakerphone, but I got my mic. No, I don't.
Okay, it sounds good now. I think somewhere when it gets louder, it gets in and out. But just the way you was just talking right now was perfect. All right, say it again now.
No, you said if she was pregnant, dressed appropriately, and they still trying to holler at her, and then if she was dressed in poom shorts and all of that, and they still trying to holler, which situation is worse?
No, not which. I'm saying the situation she brought up happened. She was not dressed and it happened.
Right.
The question posed now is the same situation.
Been worse. And would have been worse.
Would it have been worse?
I think with the poom short and whatever, all the butt cheek stuff, it might have been worse. Rather than with her.
That's absolutely, it would have been worse. Why?
Because of the way
she's giving off. Exactly. She's giving off a perception. She's giving off a different perception. So again, with the whole pregnancy thing, that's a preference thing. Some men like that's a turn off. Some men, it may be a turn on. But now in that same situation, if you're dressed scantily and that's still his preference, it's going to be worse because he's going to perceive you a certain way.
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
Yeah, and another example I gave was a comic said, you know, he was giving a skit, and in the skit, he said, "Excuse me, that I perceived you to be a whore because you dress like a whore, you look like a whore, you talk like a whore, you act like a whore. I'm sorry." And I was like, it's all about perception. So again, when I talked about being in the club and protection, back to what I was saying in the beginning, I think a lot of women don't take that into account. The first thing that pops into your mind is you're trying to control me. And it's not about control for most men. I will stay unbiased. For most men, it's not about control. It's about safety because we already know you're going to get approached. Approaches, whatever. You're going to get approached regardless to how you look or what you have on. But if you dress a certain way, that's going to bring about even more and the different ones that are weirdos, that are dangerous. There's some guys that if you walk up to them and you're a certain way, you're showing off a lot of cleavage, you're showing off a lot of cheeks, they're going to approach you because they assume you may be easy. You may be easy for me to take home tonight. They're going to approach you. They're going to try to figure it out. There are some guys that when you say no, they're going about their business. There's some guys that when you say no, they're going about their business. About 6-7 shots later, after they filled up their alcohol, they're coming back. Because for some reason their mind is not telling them no. And the way you dress is still attracting them. But again, we go back to the safety factor. So in the dating phase of us just casually dating, you still expect the same safety from me. But you won't take the same guidance from me and follow my leadership of saying, hey, I'm not trying to control you. It's just not where that. It's too revealing.
And you can look at that from a man's point of view because men know what men do. I mean, if I had on something was a little bit too revealing and we're just casually dating, and you say, okay, look, we're going to this club and this type of man is there, this type of man, we're going to meet them all. But for your safety and my safety, can you not wear that? I might take your advice and not wear it. Not that you're trying to control me, but I look at it from a man's point of view. You know how men are. You know what type of club we go. Even if you're going to, say an upscale club, which I don't think you'd be wearing pum-pum shorts and all of that, but you know what type of club you're going to, and you know how men are. From a man's point of view, I might take your advice and not wear that.
Right. And I think you should take his advice again because you expect that level of security from me.
Yeah, because if I'm going out with you and I believe you're a punk and anything jump off, I'm looking for you to protect me. But if you're a punk and I know that from the get-go, I'm not going out with you. Even if I'm dressed appropriately, because anything can happen.
Exactly.
I feel like you worse. No, I'm not going with you.
Exactly. So again, you say, she brought up, like, this is how you met me. Yeah. But at the same note, I can say this is how you met me. But then we get to understand each other a little bit, and you expect me to lead. But on this note, not all notes, some women just don't want to follow. This is how you met me. I'm not changing that. I want to wear this. And like we first brought it up.
I don't never think that a woman just doesn't want to take a man's lead. I think it's all in the approach. Now, if you explain it, just to come out and she ready to go, and you be like, oh, I don't want you wearing that to the club. That is like, oh, because she excited. Yeah, and just think about it from this scenario. Because I don't think there's ever a woman out here that, for the most part, will not take a man's lead and will say, okay, he's just trying to control me. I think it's all in the, I believe it's all in the presentation and all in the delivery. So I come out, you come to my house, you're picking me up, and I come out and be like, oh, I'm ready to go. And you go, I don't want you wearing that tonight. And I'm like, huh? So now I'm taking back some. So just think about that for a minute. I'm excited. I'm thinking I look good, because again, this is how we met or whatever, this second date, whatever. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm good. And I'm excited. And I'm thinking, okay, I look good. He's going to like this, what I have on. And then you go, yeah, I need you to change that. Somebody's going to feel some kind of way, because it's like, what do you mean you need me to change that? Like, what's wrong with what I have on you? Like, what's going on? Now, if you explain, look, hey, this is why I want you to change for safety reasons and for this or for that, then I truly believe, I don't think that, and I could be wrong, there ain't a woman out there that would say, okay, you know what? I can make that adjustment because now I understand why. Okay.
Mike, you want to come on? Give me a thumbs up. I can see you on the screen. If you want to come on, you got something to say.
I can believe that's the, like what Quintella said, is the approach, the way you say it. Because if you say it in a harsh way, like, I don't want you to go. I don't want to go with you looking like that. Can you change? I might get an attitude. But if you explain, like you said, if you explain to me to say no because of this, that, or whatever, on a man's point of view, then yeah, it's okay. I could change.
Right. So my feelings ain't hurt,
So my question to both of y'all would be this then. In your scenario, it seems as if you're saying that you would be hurt because you're feeling sexy.
Yeah, I'm feeling like, okay, this is something he likes. This is what I'm doing.
Right. So
and it's part of being rejected.
Right. So my answer to that would be, in that scenario, you're coming off as if today is the only day. And I never told you look sexy before.
That we ain't talking about you.
I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling sexy. I'm looking sexy, but that has nothing to do with it. You're telling me you're just coming. I'm like I said, I feel sexy. I feel cute. I'm thinking that I'm looking good for you, and then you go, oh no.
Okay, so
I need you to take that off.
Okay, so if I say I say to you, I say to mommy, I say it's too revealing. I need you to change that. Is that enough, or you need more of an explanation?
I need more of an explanation.
I think that's the issue.
Because why? So
it's too revealing.
Okay, but it's too revealing for you?
Yes, it's too revealing.
See, and that's but you're missing everything I just said
to
you.
But tell me why it's too revealing.
Right. I mean, because
did y'all miss everything I just said earlier?
No, but we are in a different scenario now, and I come to the door with whatever I have on. And you say, "Oh no, change. That's too revealing." Why? Where we going? What we doing? If it's just me and you, it shouldn't be too revealing. But if we go into a club, oh yeah, okay, I can understand that.
So what you just said makes no sense, Mom. Hold on. Let me tell you why it makes no sense.
I just said if it's just gonna be you and me going, we could be driving around.
Mama, hold on.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on. Yes, I can. This is my podcast. Hold on. Here's why I said it doesn't make any sense. If you and I are going somewhere alone, why in the world would I say it's too revealing? That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Because alone where?
Oh my God, that makes no sense.
We're just not
if
going
it's just
to a
me
club.
and you, if it's just me and you,
then we're staying in the
I'm
house.
not worried about anybody else. No, see, you're going to extreme.
No, I'm not.
If it's just me and you, and I'm not worried about anybody else seeing something that's revealing. Oh my God. If you're butt naked
That means we're at the house, Cal.
If you're butt naked,
We're at the house.
why would I say, hey, put some clothes on? That's too revealing. Think about that.
Well,
If you're standing in the room and I say, hey, if you come out the bathroom and I say, hey, put some clothes on, that's too revealing.
and if
So
I
why
come out
would
the
I say,
bathroom
hey,
with no clothes on, I ain't expecting to go nowhere.
right?
We just gonna
So
be in
if
the
I'm
house.
taking you somewhere and I say, hey, change that because that's too revealing, who else in the world would I be talking about you revealing anything to? Somebody other than me, correct?
Yeah, you would think that, yes.
Not you would think that. That's common sense. If I
And
say
I just
it's
on the end, I
too
said, yeah.
revealing, I'm worried about seeing it.
Okay.
I'm worried about somebody else seeing that. Y'all keep bringing up talking about if it's just going somewhere. Then I wouldn't. If it's just somewhere with just me and you, I'm not worried about somebody else seeing you. If I say it's too revealing, I'm worried about somebody else seeing something that I don't want somebody to see. And am I lost on that? That's like common sense. That's crazy. I wouldn't bring up the fact of it being too revealing if it's just me and you. If it's just me and you, I want to see everything. Matter of fact, you got too much on. If it's just me and you. But the fact of the matter, I say it's too revealing, that means somebody other than me can see something that they shouldn't be seeing.
Okay.
Because you're in a relationship with me.
Because what was the last thing? You went out. I didn't hear that.
I said, because you're in a relationship with me.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Excuse me.
Like if we was going to a private beach, and that private beach was just gonna have a cabana where just me and you were gonna lay there overnight. I don't care about you having a bikini or some pom shorts on. Hopefully it ends with nothing on. But if we're going to a luau and everybody's gonna be at the luau, yeah, if I say it's too revealing, that's because everybody at the luau is gonna see what I feel like I should be the only one seeing.
Understandable. Yeah.
All right, let's get off of this one. And let's go to the second part of the equation. And the second part was marriage. And in marriage, the question is, in dating, is marriage the end game? Because there are some people that don't think they have to be married. And for certain reasons, I heard somebody say because of legal reason, they could stand there and profess to be married to each other without doing it, signing documents. What do you think about that?
It's up to the individual.
So do you think it should be the end game or no? You said just it's just
It depends. It depends on the people. I mean, for me, that wouldn't work
Why it wouldn't work for you?
because I'm not. Okay. So we're dating, right? Or we dating. We're living separately. We're not living together or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not. If marriage isn't the end goal, as long as we keeping all ourselves separate, then that's cool. But when you want me to co-inhabit with you and we're living together, to me, no, because what kind of commitment are you really giving me? Oh, well, we're living together. Okay, we living together and what? And I'm doing everything that somebody with their partner's last name is doing without your last name, without having the benefits without you standing before God and saying that you'll love me and only me, and you'll be committed to me and only me. Me being in a house with you, I'm your roommate. We roommates. We roommates.
Well, there's some people that say,
and we can be roommates, but we roommates with benefits.
There's some people that say they can do that and not have to sign legal documents.
Well, they roommates with benefits. That's what I say. For me, that don't work. We're not going to be roommates with benefits, and then you expect what? You expect clean underwear? You expect me to run your household? Then what happens when you get me pregnant? Because that throws, now we got children involved.
So
no.
What if they decide? No. What if they say, hey, let's not get married, but I can sign a legal document, and you can sign a legal document that says if we have children, they can have this, you can have that, and we can just actually put it all on paper.
Okay, but what's the point of us being together? We can do all that separately. Why do I have to live with you to do that? Because what are your expectations? What is even the point? If the end goal is for us not to be in one household, one union, one together, what is the point of us living together? What are you expecting of me when I move in?
It can still be one household. We're living together. We just haven't signed a legal document according to what.
So we're roommates.
No.
We're signing a contract. No. Wait a minute. We're signing a contract to move into this house together, whether we're renting a house, buying a house, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Both our names go on this, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so when we do that, what are the requirements? What is the expectation of us doing that? For what purpose are we moving in together if we are not married?
We're building
just
what? We're building our union here.
No, we're not a union because we're not. No.
We're not a legal married union according to what you're talking about. But we're building together for our kids. We're setting up something.
See, and that's another thing for me. No, I'm not trying to. You know what? And being a single mom, okay, fine, I have one, but I'm not moving in without a commitment. I'm not. So I'm not.
We can sign a paper. What commitments would you need to have?
I want your last name. I want you to stand before God and say that you are committed to me and only me, for better or worse, for which rich or poor, for all of those things, for whatever comes along, it's me and it's you. And you're going to do that before God. No, we're not going to just sign some agreement that I want to know you're serious. If you're a true man of God and you're following God, I need somebody that is truly, you want to be the head of the household, which means you want to lead and you want to be able to tell me X, Y, and Z. You want rule over me. You want me to be submissive, but you don't want to commit to me.
I'm signing a document.
What kind of document are we signing?
We can sign a legal document. We can do what's some things? A trust. We can sign something.
A trust of what?
You can get this. You can get that.
That's for financial things. We don't have.
So what are you talking about?
My thing is, you can do that for the kids, and we can do that without living together. We can do that without living together.
I can do that for you.
I don't need for you to do that. What I need for you is for you to love me unconditionally. And if you say you love me and that you are a man of God, then you're going to follow the principles of God. And that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm wanting. And telling me that we're going to just move in together and that's it. And you're never going to marry me. You don't never want me to have your last name. You don't want to make that kind of commitment to me because for whatever foolish reasons you can say, oh, I ain't trying to hear that. For me, that just doesn't work. For somebody else, great.
So that's the question. For other people, it may work.
Right, but for me, for Quintella,
you're saying it out of a religious
standpoint, it will not work.
But there's some people that says out of the religious aspect, the reason why they don't do it is because of a legal aspect.
And what legal aspect is that?
That it tends to make more for Divorce.
Okay, so why is it our current president, and even now, and it's always been in place actually. The old saying was, the old law, and I have to pull it up. If you have lived and cohabit in the same household with a partner for over 10 years, you're legally married, whether y'all stood before God or not. So that on that legal side that you're talking about, regardless, if you're with that person 10 years, y'all married. Now with the current administration, I think it's even less than that.
I don't know if he put that into play.
But I think he's trying to put that into play. So once again,
but it's not in the play just yet. So.
Okay, but the other one is still in
Which
play. The old one about
I
being
don't think
10
that's
years.
I don't think that's every state.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, I don't think that's every state. But you're talking about common law marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some people that says for legal reasons that it sets up everything for divorce, more so for divorce is why they don't, because of what they can presumably get from just leaving and divorcing and walking out.
Okay, not in all states, but for some states it is.
Yeah, I know.
For the common law.
Yeah, common law marriage.
Mm-hmm. But it is out there. Once again, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I said it wasn't for all states.
Right.
But so, but my point is, some people don't want to engage in marriage or feel like it's not feasible because you and I can cohabitate together, build all this stuff, have kids and all this stuff, and we sign an agreement saying what I came with is what I came with, and I'll leave with what I came with, and you leave with what you came with. When we came together, what we built outside of that, we split 50-50. And you can sign into legal documents.
That's financial contract. Okay. Again,
right.
We're talking about financial contract. I'm not talking about financial contract.
But we can sign that. But when you go into when you go into being legally married according to the state, it nullifies that. We start getting into alimony and all that, and this person not coming in with anything, and you already well established. And then they leave it with half. We see that all the time in the news, correct?
Yeah, but it depends. And it's not always them living with half. Sometimes, and what I've seen is that depending on when they when they were married, up until the time they divorced, anything within the time they were married, up until the divorce, that's what the other person has gets, because then they feel like, okay, they've built that together. They built that part of it together. So seeing that also. There
are some cases out there where the two got together. The one woman didn't bring much to the table, they say whatsoever. The guy was the wealthy one.
Right. And then what were the agreements of that? Could she work? A lot of times, I don't want them working. But those are.
What I'm saying is, if the agreement is a verbal agreement that I don't want you to work, that's just a verbal agreement. But the thing is, so he's worth $200 million. She didn't bring an extra $200 million in, doing whatever she was. Is what he had going on, what he had going on. But for some reason, the relationship doesn't work out. And then when she decides to exit, it's like, oh, well, I lived this lifestyle with you. So now you need to keep providing this lifestyle.
Okay, well, again, that comes
and it's
down
like you didn't come into this marriage.
And that's why a lot of people go ahead and they get those prenups. No, right. So
but that's why. So back to the original question is why some people say.
So that's the excuse for why they don't get married. Is that what you're saying?
Some do say that because even with the prenups, there are some rules that you still have to go.
Right.
Because you just can't say you can't give them
nothing. Right. So my thing is,
so that's why they say, no, we can build everything together outside of signing legal documents. Because if you decide to walk away, you walk away. So my thing is, we have a relationship prenup, because it's the same thing to me, whether you get married with a prenup or you dating with a prenup. What's the part? What's the difference? So the reason why. So what I was saying was the reason why some people say they should not get married is because when you walk into that legal ramification of marriage, it prompts people to not do the for richer or poorer, for better or worse. It prompts them to say, you know what? I'm out, because they're gonna get a lot that they didn't come with.
So you're going into a marriage basically thinking that it's going to end, and if it does, they're going to take half of everything I have. Then
so it's a twofold. Some guys, I ain't say guys. Some people do not want to enter a marriage because of that.
again,
Some people enter a marriage because of that. So you know what? Yeah, we'll get married because regardless to what happens, I make out. I make out because I marry somebody who's seriously wealthy. And if it doesn't work out, I leave that marriage because I'm going to still make out because they got to pay me alimony. So that's why some people say they'd rather leave the legal marriage alone and be verbally married and work and build all that stuff.
well, I'm happy for them. I'm so happy for them. That doesn't work for me. Does that work for you? What works for you?
No, I don't believe in that. I believe in legal.
Why do you believe in that?
So why do I believe in
Yes.
that? It's just the way I was raised, is my beliefs when it comes to the Bible, that's the way it should be done. I don't look at what somebody's going to take from me or what I may lose. That's not my thought process. My thought process.
Why do you think that wasn't your thought process?
One, it wasn't my thought process because I didn't have a whole lot. One, to begin with. Two, my thought process was God, family. So just building together, and not that I would lose this person, or if I lost the person, that was never my thought process. If I lose or how I lose and what I would do to protect myself. So do you think
that what also shaped your decision is the person that you chose? Because again, why would you even, and this is just me talking out loud, why would you even go into a relationship thinking, okay, this is not the person I want to spend forever with, and I want her to have my last name. I want to be with her forever. I want to make sure she's okay. But instead, you're saying, okay, oh yeah, this is somebody that I want to, because basically what you're saying is you want to build with the person, but you just don't want them to have every part of you.
No.
I mean, when you're living together,
no.
You don't think so?
No.
So what do you think?
So I think what some of them are saying is this. Not that I agree with it, but this is what I think they're saying. They're saying all those things that you're saying.
Or what things? Let's
the building, the be with you forever. They're saying that they want that. But the reason why they don't want to do it the legal way is because of the legal ramifications.
Again, with that being said, you're going into the marriage with doubt. I mean, well, you're going
into marriage.
Well, not the marriage, the relationship with doubt. Because
they're not
you're
going
all
to,
because of the legal. You keep bringing that up because that's all they got.
They're not going into a relationship with doubt. They're going to relationships that we can be together forever. We just don't have to enter into the legal realm of things, because their thought process is, if we enter into this legal thing, all right, let me go from this standpoint. Right.
You can take everything from me, and I got to pay a spousal support.
So let me go into this. Let me go into this standpoint.
That's what you keep coming back to.
Let me go into this standpoint. If I can go to this standpoint, right? So when it comes to you being with somebody, right? Do you think everything is going to be hunky-dory always?
No.
Okay. So you expect there to be some hiccups, some rough spots?
Definitely.
Right? So according to what they're saying is, when it comes to the legal side, when that relationship, if it's a regular relationship and we agree to be in a relationship without the legal attachment of marriage, they're not so prompt to just split ways. But when we enter the legal ramification and we hit those rough patches, typically they're ready to part ways and not work through it because it's, oh, I can just take this and go because I got this, and this. They're not willing to work things out.
Exactly. That's what I was saying, though. But go ahead.
Right. So that's why I say that's why a lot of people don't want to enter a marriage, because it prompts them to not work out the problems.
Right.
Just take off.
Exactly. So they don't want the commitment.
If I don't get married and we have those issues, you will work it out because you're not gaining anything from leaving.
Right. But that's exactly what I was saying, that you basically want all the benefits of being married without being married. Because in marriage, you do got to work things out. You do got to you're going to bump heads. There's going to be conflict. But the first sign of that, and the minute things don't go your way, you can say, oh, I'm out of here. I ain't married to you. So now you don't left this woman with kids.
Are you talking about marriage or whatever?
Without marriage.
Okay, go ahead.
You don't left this person that you was living with kids or with whatever, or what. She got her stuff she came in with, I got mine, and we going, and I'm good because, I ain't married her. But what was the point of even living with her then if you're just gonna already in the back of your head, you got an escape plan? Because that's what I feel like that is. That's the easy way. Okay, if this doesn't work out and the minute something doesn't go my way, the minute I feel like it's too hard to work at, you know what? I ain't got to stay for this because I'm not committed 100% to you. I'm only committed 90%. So that other 10% gives me the option to say, you know what? I can walk away from you when I get ready.
So we're talking about financial aspect.
I already said that basically that's all it is. It's for a financial gain and whatever.
So the 10% that you're talking about, that's the 10% when it comes to the marriage. When you say what do you gain? Because you said the 10% is the part that you feel like that's the part they can walk away from. Whenever they get ready, because they're getting everything. They're getting every single thing from that woman that they would get from that had they been married to her. So it's about the financial part then.
For them, I think so.
For them too, the other side, because you're saying they're getting everything out of the marriage except for the financial part.
Yeah, because you coming in with what you came in with, and they're leaving with what they came with. He don't have to give anything. And not just that, I won't even say it's even, because if a child came out of that relationship, then there has to be something, because that's not something she came into the relationship with. That's something that was produced because of the living together, the relationship.
So then that's why they said we could sign something that says if we have children.
Okay, but how many people actually do that?
X, Y, and Z.
But how many people actually do that? When they say they're gonna live it, move in together.
But that's why you have, like you said, have communication. That, hey, look, where are we with how do you feel about marriage? I don't want to get married. Like you said, the minute you hear that, you're out the door.
Right.
So we'll never be even a
couple. Right.
So now we get to the couple that agrees with we don't have to legally get married.
Well, I don't know how to respond to that.
What do we put in place?
I don't know.
What do we put in place?
Because a lot of people, I don't think, put anything in place.
There are some people that do.
I think there's more. I would love to hear those, because I think there's more people that just walk into it and be like, oh, okay.
I think.
And let me finish. And I think there's a lot of women out here that are, and I hate to use this term, I hate to say foolish or whatever, but they go into it like, okay, yeah, that's what he's saying now. But the minute we move in together and he see that I'm doing X, Y, and Z, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Yeah, because now you're playing the wife role to somebody who already told you will never be a wife. But you figure if you go ahead and you move in with him and that you do that and that you display those attributes, that you'll be able to change his mind when he's already told you what he's not going to do. Instead of running from the hills and instead of being honest with yourself and saying, you know what, this is something that I really want, and standing on your values and standing on what you need. I think that a lot of women and men, depending on the financial gain or their level of comfortability just settle instead of being honest with themselves, knowing that they're not happy.
So
just living together.
So who fault would that be?
That's the person who decides that's what they want to do. If I have a man that tells me that he's never going to marry, he's never going to marry me, nobody else. Oh yeah, I care for you. I love you, girl. Well, how much do you love me? Because you don't love me enough to marry me, but you do love me enough to go to bed with me every night, to wear out my insides. I'm not on your health insurance. Got to have my own because we ain't married. So you're not even paying for the maintenance of what you beating up every night. And that in itself is an issue, and that's just basic for me. I mean, if that's the case, I'm basically somebody that you're housing, which could be anybody off the street, but because you know what, I like you, I'm gonna house you, I'm gonna keep you. Baby, I'll sprinkle and give you a little bit of this and give you that, just enough to keep you comfortable and to keep you nearby. But I'm really never, ever going to commit to you. I'm never going to let you be my wife. I'm never going to give you my last name. We're never going to be one, not before God, not before man, not before anybody. We're not one. We're not. We're two separate individuals living together. We are roommates, but we're roommates with benefits because...
The reason why I'm laughing, because it sounds like
it's 8 o'clock.
You're coming from a point of we're way down in the relationship and now you're fussing because you're not getting all this stuff. And so my question to you in the beginning was, whose fault is it?
I told you who fault it is. The person that agreed to it. But my
you can't get mad like that. You beat them by inside.
Right, but what I'm saying is that you see, but my thing is that's funny to you, but like real life, that's crazy to me.
The reason why I'm laughing is because we sat here and you said to me, "Oh, what did you like about me? I love you. I like the way you look. I love your poo shorts. I love everything about you. Well, what do you stand with marriage? Oh, I don't never want to get married. I think wait a minute. I don't ever want to get married. I don't believe in the legal ramifications of marriage. I think we can just get together, build together, yada yada yada." Now you're sitting there saying that you're mad because I won't give you your last name.
No,
but you
because
knew that in that conversation.
Right, and that's what I said. No, I'm saying for the ones that, yeah, they knew that in the beginning. You missed that whole point. But in their head,
right,
they're saying, "Oh, I can change him," but you can't change him, and then you upset that.
Yeah, that's why I was laughing.
Yeah, but because now they're upset. Okay, well, he's not doing this, and you getting this for free. But that's what you chose. If that's what you chose,
that's what I was laughing at.
But I said that, like, if that's what you chose, you can't be mad about it. That is the situation. If he tell you to your face that ain't never something he's ever going to do, believe that man and keep running. Especially if it's something that you truly don't want. If you truly want to be married and be happy and have that the whole last name and stand before God and say, you know what, we are one in the sight of God and man, because it's both. Then stick to that. I don't know, got a little because of the lights. Then stick to that. Don't think that you can change this man and be like, oh, the longer I'm with him, he'll see that I'm a good girl, I'm a good woman, and I'll do this and I'll do it. No, you're not going to be able to change that man. If he tells you that from the beginning, believe it, because nothing's going to change. It is what it is. That's just you. So.
Yep. So that's why I was laughing at it. Don't like we have anybody else on here.
That's fine. They can read. They can do the replay.
But again, so my point was that's the reason why some people say they don't want to, only because of the legal. I don't say it's weak. I say I don't agree with it, but I do understand, because you saying that you said you needed to see that because you don't believe, and I was like, I wanted to get to that point, but I didn't want to cut you off. That's why prenups came out. Because there are people out there that say, you know what, I'm not just jumping into things saying, hey, yeah, sign there, we married. No. Sign this, then I'll sign that, saying we're married.
Okay, but here's the crazy part to that. Even is like me and you right now, right? Been together all this time. We were almost 33 years in, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can hit the lotto or something right now for like $1 billion or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you decide today, you know what? I don't want to be with you no more.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to do a divorce because it's like, okay, well, that was acquired when we got here. So whether there's money involved or not,
that's different.
I don't think it's any different. We're still talking about financial gain.
This is the reason why I say it's different. That $1 billion wasn't something I brought to the table, wasn't something that you brought to the table.
If it was my $10 that won it, I'm just saying. I mean, because that's where it be coming down to with people. But they'd be like, "Well, it wasn't her money; it was my money."
That's not what the court was saying. So the $1 billion was acquired together. So that's why I can see that being split.
Yeah, but if the person argument would be what? Well, we have separate accounts. I took that money out of my account and I did it with my account. Why should I have to spend the money with them?
Here's the thing. You couldn't prove that to save your life about who spent the $10 with. You couldn't prove that whatsoever. You had the hardest time in the world trying to prove.
No, they swiped their card and they swiped it and it's coming out of their checking account.
And to me, you still have a hard time saying, hey, we agreed to, hey, go buy a ticket. And we both bought this ticket. Again, that was acquired. That was something that was acquired outside. So that can
outside of what?
Of us coming together.
Okay, so it's the same thing with us living together. Stuff was acquired.
No.
But go ahead.
Listen. So let's say that same $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I already had it before we got together.
Okay, but we're not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody where y'all are living together, whether y'all married or living together, and you hit that. But you still feel like that was my money. I hit it. We're not married, and it's mine, and I'm leaving.
So, yeah. So in that note, you could probably do that because then it'll come back down to us sitting some things down of saying, hey, we didn't do this that way, but we sat down and wrote down these agreements. Any other money that we come into, a substantial amount of money, we split it 50-50. If we have kids, then there'll be an argument between lawyers. You have to figure it out. You really have to figure that out. I mean, I don't know. You would have to really figure that out. But on that same note, what I'm saying is, why couldn't we sit there and figure out what a going forward agreement would be? Like, if you didn't have no kids, if we have great kids, we would set this up. So much would come from me, so much would come from you for their education.
I mean,
so much would come from me, so much would come from you for this, regardless of whether we're together or not. So that's what some of the argument was. We could put a lot of things together outside of the legal way things are done, because the legal way things are done, not that that's illegal. So let me take that step. Yeah, the regular way marriage is done under those terms, that now when that rocky point hits, it's more indicative of somebody to say, I'm not even going to try to work through those.
Okay,
things.
so even on a religious side, I'm not doing that. So now you want me to live with you in sin?
Huh?
I said on a religious side, you want me to live with you in sin?
Because
we're not married. I'm living with you. You're having sex. We're together. We're living in sin.
So,
am I wrong?
To me, you're wrong.
Oh, okay, so we're not living together in sin.
To me, you're wrong. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you keep trying to bring up the religious part of it.
Isn't that what it's all about? Isn't that the whole point of getting married? Oh, so it's not about.
Wait. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. If we're taking it from a religious standpoint, we don't have this argument, because that wouldn't be happening.
What you mean? It wouldn't be.
We wouldn't be just living together. If like the way you and I believe, we wouldn't just be living together saying we're not getting married that way. Because we both believe the same thing. We both believe that we're supposed to get married that way. So we wouldn't even be having this argument.
Right, but we're not talking about that. Why are we having the argument now? Because of somebody who doesn't see marriage
Because you're bringing
that
up,
way.
you're bringing up the religious part.
Right, because that is part of it, though.
You're bringing up the religious part that I cannot speak on because I don't adhere to that religion. If you're speaking about my religion, we don't have an argument because my religion says we don't even do that. We get married.
Right.
So there's no argument. That wouldn't even be happening.
I think that's for most religions, but
No, not all.
I said most. I didn't say all.
Yeah.
I said most. My words were most.
So most religions wouldn't have that argument. So we're dealing with the argument.
So we're dealing with somebody that does not have any, which would be another issue.
Moral,
No religious
morals
moral guidance.
When it comes to marriage, no.
Their belief system at all.
The belief system on the,
because
the
they don't
regular norms of marriage.
Right. Well,
they're married. They're
of what a relationship should be
Not
like,
relationship,
what the
marriage.
marriage should look like.
right. So that's theirs. That's theirs.
So they have no compass on that.
That
So
they do have a compass.
not
It's
on that.
on what they believe in. It's not what we believe in.
Right.
It's what they believe
But
in.
that's what we've been sitting here talking about, Kel. It's not so much us, but because your whole argument has been this person that wants this contract or whatever. So of course we're going off of somebody who doesn't have the same belief system.
Right.
So yeah. So we
You should
agree
live
on
in the
that.
same.
Well, that's what it is for me. I mean, because we're
Right.
right. That's what it is for me. That so again, they don't have that compass for
Right.
that. It's what we're talking about. So again,
Because they don't believe the way you believe.
exactly. So again,
So you can't say they're living in sin.
okay. So what is it then?
In your belief, it is. In theirs, it's not.
Okay,
They're
but we
just not
don't.
choosing to
We
do
don't even know what
marriage
their
that way.
beliefs.
They-
We know what their beliefs are not.
Right. So let's just for this argument's sake, let's say there's 22 religions.
Mhm.
And out of the 22 religions, there are 4 that don't believe in marriage the same way ours does.
Okay.
So we deal with that.
Okay.
According to their religion, not being married and living together could not be a sin.
Okay.
So you can't say it definitely is a sin into their head.
Okay. Not in their head. But
Right, according to the way they live and
And-
conduct
right.
themselves.
Okay.
It's not
But
a sin.
then you know what? Then there's really no argument. I mean, there's really no discussion on this because we're talking about that from their aspect, and everything that they believe that they're doing is correct. Them not being married, them saying, okay, we're not married in this aspect, but you know, we can live together and we can build on that. That's what they believe. That's just them, and God
Right.
bless them.
So the reason why it was a discussion is because the discussion is the reason why they didn't want to do it wasn't because of religious beliefs. It was because of a legal system
Okay,
that predicates.
so that's their legal. So they're basing it off of human law, and that's it.
They're basing it off of the way that marriage is practiced according to law here. And they're saying that because of the construct of the way marriage is here, it leads to someone
Well,
automatic.
I want to know what happened to them for them to
It,
come to that.
it leads to someone automatically getting divorced rather than going through it because it's more beneficial than
Okay.
sticking through it. Because if they came into the marriage with little of nothing, they can walk away well off,
Well, they
according
can
to the
still-
way marriage
And
is
my thing
practiced
is,
here.
so why live together?
They want to live together because they want to be with this person.
And-
They love this person. They want to build with this person. They want to be with this person forever, just not under the legal terms of the way marriage is performed.
I hear what
here.
you're saying, that my brain is just like, okay,
Yeah, I
well,
know.
I know it's like, I understand exactly all of it, but for me, I guess from the depths of my soul, it's like it's a red flag. It's a no. It's like everything. No, there's no way to convince me.
For me, I do not agree with it. That was my standpoint from the very beginning. I do not agree with it because of my beliefs. But I understand what he's saying. Not that I agree. I totally understand. Because what they're saying is we can have all of that outside of the tie-in legally, where
because I don't think it's just that. You're basing it off of that one thing. I don't think that's the only thing that's driving it. That whole decision. That there has to be something else behind that. That why would he come to that conclusion? Whether it's the upbringing, something he saw, something
so I
as
can
a
only
child.
I can only go by what they spoke on and what some of the other panelists spoke on, because I did get this from somebody else.
Okay.
What other panelists spoke on, they said that their reasoning was because of the legal ramifications that prompts the divorce to happen more so than working through it. And I understood that.
Okay.
That someone would say, you know what, instead of all right.
So basically,
let's
he's
look at it
saying
like
marriage
this.
is hard, and he don't want to take the extra steps.
No, it's not.
So, no, it is, because you're
That's
saying
not
that it's going to lead to divorce.
That's not what he's saying. What he was saying was, I don't know how many times I can say this. What he was saying was, it leads for someone to go to the divorce route more easily than, because if you look at the way we believe,
he's basing that off of somebody else's.
The way we perceive things, right, and the way we look at it from a religious standpoint. Like I said earlier, was for better or worse, rich or poor, sickness and health, right? Even within our construct of those beliefs, we see a lot of marriages don't work out because of those things. Would you agree or disagree?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with that being said, what he's saying is that when it comes to that marriage,
number one reason why marriages don't last is behind finances. But go ahead.
Right. And I agree with that. So what he's saying is the reason why he doesn't want to do it that way, because it prompts for someone to say, ooh, because of finances, I'd be better off just to leave than stand here and work this thing out. I will be financially okay and say, I don't want to be with this person no more. I'm going to go find something else. But I'll be okay financially. If they were someone who came into the union they were the one that didn't have much.
I gotta say, so would it be better to say that that type of person needs to be looking for somebody that has just about as much as they have? That way they're not worried about whether or not it's going to end in divorce, and that they might have to financially take care of the person, because that's basically what it sounds like to me. Maybe you're looking for the wrong type of person to be with. And maybe that person is good on some levels for you, but not everything. Look for somebody that is more equal to what you're looking for. That way you're not worried about whether or not, if we get into something or if we got a divorce, if they're going to take me to the cleaners, because you can say, okay, nope, they got their own. They're not looking to take every single thing I got. And that, you know what, even if they did, when we do go to get divorced, most likely they'll come in with what they got and I'll leave with what I have, and we'll be good to go. So for me, again, you're looking, or you're with the wrong type of person. That person might be good on some levels, but not all. If you get in, wait a minute, if you get into a relationship with somebody that you know that has less than you have, right? And that person doesn't have any drive, don't have anything, then in the back of my head, I'm thinking like they're not trying to do nothing but just be what we talked about, a kept woman for the most part, right? They're not trying to really do much, or they do just the bare minimums enough to say, I'm doing this, I'm doing what you asked or whatever, but they still want to be taken care of. You're making the decision that you're okay with that, which tells me that you want somebody that you're able to control in some sense. Because you know that financially you are the breadwinner, you make the money, right? So you can be with this person, and you know that for the most part, every decision and anything that you make, anything that you say, they're going to do it because, now you have accustomed them to live in a certain kind of way. So you're kind of holding that over them just a little bit so that you're comfortable and you can have everything that you need.
So you saying that's the only reason why somebody would get with somebody that doesn't have anything?
No, that's
so
not.
They can have control?
No, I said that could be one of the reasons, another one of the reasons.
Okay.
I'm not saying that they don't love that person or whatever, but they do know that they can manipulate the situation on any given day where it works in their favor.
So wouldn't that be a give and take?
On what aspect of that are you talking about? Because
you brought up the fact that they know they can control that person because they have the finance and the other person don't. But wouldn't that be a give and take of the person coming into a relationship knowing that they don't have no finance and they'd be well taken care of? So
right. So I said that. So they would have to do whatever that person tell them to do is what I said. I said, but again.
So it's a give and take.
It definitely is a give and take. That's why I said you got to know who you're getting involved with. Right. That's all I'm saying is that you absolutely not want to, when you get into a relationship like that, there's nobody that's at fault because y'all both know what you're getting into. Like, you know what you signed up for. You know who that person is because they told you who they were. They told you what they were going to do, what they're not going to do. Now you have to make the decision is this something that I want to do? And if so, okay, these are the things I have to do in order to have these benefits because I know they're not going to do this. And I got to be okay with that. So my thing is don't cry about it when it goes south or don't be mad about it when it doesn't go your way because it was already laid out for you in the beginning. And that's something that you decided and that you said you were okay with in the beginning. So trying to change somebody that has already told you what it's going to be, I think is useless. I think that if that's a decision that you're going to make, then y'all both need to make that. You both need to understand that, okay, this is what we're doing. We're in this relationship to build financially. And we are roommates with benefits. I will never be your wife. You can love me forever, but that's basically what you are. You can probably put me on the insurance policy, but if I got a child outside of that marriage, when you die and that insurance money don't go to that child, it's going to be a fight. And 9 out of 10 times it's going to go to the child and not me, regardless of whose name is on it. So again, those are things that you got to be prepared to deal with when the time comes.
So in this relationship, you come into this relationship with absolutely nothing. And you get with a man who's wealthy. Mm-hmm. And he says, we're going to be together, we're going to build, but I don't want to sign a marriage.
What are we building if you already have?
Because it may be so I might want to have kids. I might want to have somebody that I come home to that I can love, that understands me, that cooks and cleans for me. There's a bunch of stuff you can build. What are you talking about?
Okay, again, I feel like those are all things that the only thing that benefits as a woman is the financial end of that. Because now I'm having your kids, right? So I'm building your legacy. I am now having to, I gotta give birth to these kids. So that's now my body out of shape, right? You're paying. Wait, no. Let me finish. You're paying for me, basically, and to have your children, right? Because that's what we're building on. I'm building your empire. I'm building your legacy, right?
I'm not paying you just to have kids. Go ahead.
Yeah, you just said have my kids to cook and clean. I'm getting to that too, because those are things you can get a maid for. But okay, Yeah, to
Build-
cook and wait a minute. To cook and clean for, but we're not married, right?
No,
But we're building together.
Mm-hmm.
So far, what it sounds to me is that I am building your legacy. We're not building it. Yeah, they're our kids together.
So when you say
but they're
building
building
legacy, what do you mean?
for your name to go on. Because who name will these children have? Because that becomes another thing.
So
am I giving them my
So-
name or am I giving them your name?
who would you choose?
I can't choose anything.
Let's play
if you're the one
let's play
holding
this
all
out.
the
Let's play this
and
out.
we are. If you're the
So,
one holding all the chips, you're
let's say-
going to dictate to me
Let's say let's say you want them to have your name.
my last name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So when you say legacy, what do you mean?
For your last name and for
No,
who
we
you
just
are
we
to
just
go
not
on.
we just not giving your last name.
Okay, for
So
whatever
what
you're
legacy,
trying to.
what legacy are you building now? Of mine, so to speak, that you said.
They're
building my
still
legacy.
your children.
So they're my children.
Mm-hmm.
They're my legacy. You have nothing to do with that.
No, I'm not saying I don't have anything.
That's exactly what you're saying. You
No.
keep saying you're building my legacy.
I am.
So
For
they're
the
not,
most
they're
part.
not your
Okay,
legacy?
because you said you want to have kids.
They're not your legacy?
Okay, but my thing is, what if I didn't want to have kids?
But we would discuss that when we can say you're kind of moving the pawn a little bit.
I'm not moving upon at all.
We wouldn't get into that relationship where you live with me and I'm taking care of you, not discuss whether we're having kids or not. You said building my legacy is what you said. So if you're building my legacy, we would definitely have that conversation. But we're not going to drag this out much longer. It didn't got very long. I see we got 2 people on here that are viewing. One person anyway. But we're going to end this one short because you see this one can get deep and long, can go into a gambit of other subjects. But we thank y'all for coming on. We thank y'all for joining us. And please come back next time when we come in again. My name is Kel.
And I'm Quintella.
And this is Recipe to Chivalry. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.
Good night.
It's one of these down here.
No, that's the camera joint. I'm trying to.
And stream at the top.
Yeah, right here.